The name of Yahweh in the Book of Yahweh. The holy name of our Father and Creator Yahweh, or its short form which appears in the compound names of people, prophets, and cities, is the one and only name by which the Creator is known throughout the Holy Scriptures. Following are only a few of the many scriptures in which Yahweh is extolled and praised. Psalm 23:6. Surely righteousness and mercy will follow us all the days of our lives, and we will dwell in the house of Yahweh forever. Psalm 9, verse 10. They that know your name will trust in you. Those who seek you, you will not forsake. Psalm 83:18. Let men know that you, whose name alone is Yahweh, are the supreme head over all the earth. Isaiah 43, verse 3. For I am Yahweh your Father, the Holy One of Israel, your Savior. Following is a list of only a few of the scriptures which show the glorification of Yahweh's name in his book. Psalm 68:4, Exodus 17, verse 8 through 15, Exodus 15, verse 26, Judges 6, verse 24, Genesis 22, verses 13 through 14, Acts 2, verse 21, Jeremiah 23, verse 6, Proverbs 30, verse 4, Isaiah 42, verse 8, Hosea 2, verse 17, Hebrews 2, verse 12, Psalm 22, verse 22, 1 Kings 18, verse 21, Yochanan 12, verse 13, Yochanan 14, verses 13 through 14, Acts 4, verse 12. The hiding of Yahweh's name. The Masoretes, Hebrew scribes during the Middle Ages, who added the vowel points to the accepted Hebrew text, did not remove Yahweh's name from the scriptures. They did, however, point the four-letter name of Yahweh with the vowel marks of either Elohim or Adonai, pagan names of gods, Elohim, which had been accepted for hundreds of years, effectually establishing in their writings what had previously been only an oral custom. These names of the Canaanite gods, Elohim, were accepted before the time of Jeremiah, Jeremiah the prophet, and when Jeremiah began his prophesying, he said, Jeremiah 23, verses 25 through 27, I have heard what the prophets say who prophesy lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed, I have dreamed. How long will this be in the heart of the prophets who prophesy lies? Yes, they are prophets of the deceit of their own minds, which devise to cause my people to forget my name through their dreams, which they tell every man to his neighbor, just as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal, Lord. The word Baal simply means Lord, as is shown in any Bible dictionary. Unger's Bible Dictionary, for instance, under the subject Lord, on page 665 says, quote, Lord, Hebrew Adon, an early word denoting ownership, hence absolute control. It is not properly a righteous title, master of kings as the lords of their subjects. Note 4. Quote, Lord, master, Greek Kurios, supreme. Note 5. Quote, Baal, master. As noted above, it means Lord, applied only to heathen deities, gods, or to man as husband, etc. Unger also tells us on this same page that the Jews, out of a superstitious reverence for the name of Yahweh, always in reading pronounce Adonai where Yahweh is written. On page 413 of his Bible dictionary, Unger tells us, quote, Baal, common Canaanite word for master, Lord, was one of the chief male deities of the Canaanite pantheon, now well known from the religious epic literature discovered at Ras Shamra and Ugarit of the Amarna letters from 1921 to 1937. The 1872 edition of Smith's Bible Dictionary on page 195 and 196 states, emphasis ours, the substitution of the word Lord is most sad. For, while it in no way represents the meaning of the sacred name, the mind has constantly to guard against a confusion with its lower uses, and above all, the direct personal hearing of the name on the revelation of Yahweh is injuriously out of sight. Attempts to correct the mistakes that affect the hiding of Yahweh's name. Some conscientious scholars have made meager attempts to restore the name of the Creator in the Holy Scriptures, and their efforts have been much appreciated by serious students of Holy Writ. Their efforts to correct these mistakes have brought about new inroads, leading to deeper studies of Yahweh's Word. However, the conscientious scholars whose work is now being studied worldwide knew their work was very insignificant compared to the corrections that were needed. An example of this is in the name of the prophet Jeremiah, the same prophet who was inspired to write of the people forgetting Yahweh's name, Jeremiah 23, verses 25 to 27. Jeremiah's own name was changed by the later translations to Jeremiah in order to hide the name of Yahweh, which was in his name. By changing Jeremiah, which means, may Yahweh lift up, to Jeremiah, which means nothing, the translators effectively hid the name of Yahweh. Therefore, not even a hint of Yahweh's name remains in this name. In today's modern translations, all the place names and the personal names which originally bore the glory of Yahweh's name have been changed. Every trace of Yahweh's name is hidden. The result of this is a student can read the majority of the later English translations of the Holy Scriptures, and the name of the only one who inspired these scriptures to be written is not even hinted at. The name of our Messiah, Yeshua. According to the inspired prophecies, the Messiah's name was to mean Yahweh is salvation, which is exactly what the name Yeshua means. In the Book of Yahweh, the name Yeshua, the true name of Yahweh's only begotten Son and our High Priest, Messiah, Redeemer, Ruler, and King, has been restored in the Holy Scriptures. This was of utmost importance, for the Scriptures openly proclaim there is only one name given on earth through which all men may achieve salvation. Acts 4, verses 10 through 12. And that name is Yeshua. Yahweh is salvation. Any name other than the correct name will not suffice. The Holy Scriptures proclaim over and over that Yahweh Himself is our Savior. Psalm 27, verse 1, Isaiah 43, verse 11. Our Messiah Himself stated His mission was to proclaim who our Savior is. Yahweh. Yochanan chapter 17. Obviously, our Messiah's very name would state who our Savior is, and the name of our Messiah makes this distinction. Yahweh is salvation, or Yahweh is our Savior. That name is Yeshua. Gesenius's Hebrew Chaldee Lexicon of the Old Testament, page 339. The world, for the most part, has rejected this name Yeshua and has replaced it with the names Yeshua or Jesus. However, even the scholars of the Christian church openly admit that these false names, Yeshua, Jesus, replace the true name Yahshua in the Scriptures. Lewis Hartman, Encyclopedic Dictionary of the Bible, pages 1141 through 1142, and the New Catholic Encyclopedia, Volume 7, pages 970 through 971, openly admit this fact in the writings. Yeshua, in the last few centuries before Christ, the personal name Yahshua, was pronounced and written as Yeshua. Jesus, the name. In English, the name Jesus is a transliteration of the Latin form Iesus, which represents the Greek form of the Hebrew name Yeshua. The latter is a late form by vowel dissimulation of the name Yahshua. Mr. Hartman, Encyclopedia Dictionary of the Bible, New Catholic Encyclopedia, clearly shows that the original name Yahshua was first changed by the Hebrews to Yeshua using the same vowel point system which was used to hide the name of Yahweh. Then the churches perpetuated this error, further changing the name to the present Jesus. This subtle use of vowel dissimulation, the true name of the Messiah, Yahshua, was replaced with the name that hid Yahweh's name, Yeshua, which means He will save. Then the Greeks wrote a literal translation of the Hebrew word Yeshua, Iesus. The Latins, Romans, wrote a literal translation of the Greek word Iesus. Then the English wrote a literal transliteration of the Latin word Iesus, Jesus. All of these names are void of the power of Yahweh's name. With the use of vowel dissimulation, only a slight change occurs, but this slight change removes the name of Yahweh, effectively shutting off salvation from Yahweh to those who are deceived into using the names of Yeshua and Jesus.